Hello, I'm Jade Island, PCSO Jade Island. I've been with the British Transport Police for about 10 months now. I really enjoy it. I think it's a great and varied career. You get stuck in with so many different things. It's extremely challenging, extremely busy and vast in what we deal with. One of my favourite things is I'm quite blessed at where I'm based. I'm based at Central London Police Station, which is a response patch. So some of my favourite things to do is to help the PCs, go out on blue light runs, get stuck in with doing statements, getting CCTV. And in the really fun parts of the job which I really enjoy. There's some very challenging aspects of the role. For example, when I first joined, I got thrown in straight at the deep end. One of the things I had to deal with was a suicidal female who had paranoid schizophrenia. So they're the kind of things we're dealing with every day. So it's very challenging, but a very rewarding career when you help and you talk to these people and you help them get the help that they need. I believe that BTP is amazing to work for because they give you lots and lots of opportunities. For example, I'm not just a PCSO, I was lucky enough to become the LGBTQ rep for London area. As well as this, they give you lots of opportunities to keep up with your training. So I've got my first aid refresher coming up, and as well as this, I'll have my handcuff training and leg strength training coming up again to make sure you're all refreshed. When joining the police, I was actually a bit worried because I understand that policing is a very male-dominated career. However, when joining, I was pleasantly surprised and my team is actually quite balanced. So there's quite a lot of females and that makes me feel at ease because of the stereotype that policing is just for men, and it makes me feel more comfortable when doing my job. When training, I was actually really worried because you learn so much in your 7 weeks that you think it's going to be a bit overwhelming when you get out there because you don't know if you're going to be equipped enough and understand actually how to deal with things. But I was pleasantly surprised when going out there. Training fully equips you and you feel 100% ready and confident in yourself to get on with your training. And as well as this, you have a really good support system with other PCSOs and your PCs helping you out day in, day out, giving you advice to get you ready and to complete all your jobs successfully. Using this PCSO role, what I'm using it for is to help me gain my basic skills in policing, so making my statements, calling victims and getting good communication with victims and suspects. Using this, I plan to progress to be a PC eventually within the BTP and hopefully from there have a nice long successful career within the police force.
Hi, I'm PCSO Holly Scott from Central London Police Station. I've been in the role about 10 months now and enjoy every moment of it. I'm really looking forward to becoming a PC in the future, but with my role at the moment I've been enjoying lots of different days. Every day is not the same, so you can go from literally having a roll around on the floor and having to use your leg restraints, or from just going to doing the basic first aid training that you learnt at Springhouse. I really wanted to become a PCSO because I felt my life was a little bit boring and I wanted a little bit more excitement in my life, and I definitely get that from this role, as every day is different, so I wake up not knowing how my day is going to go, but I enjoy every moment of it. Going forward, I really want to become a PC. I want to get my driving, my VNA driving. That's one of my main aspirations, and also I would really like to join the dog units. I know it's hard to get into, but that is my aim going forward.